Hi everyone, welcome back to the Coding and Analysis YouTube channel. And in this video, I'm going to do an analysis of some of the outliers in the XGBoost regressor model that I ran. So you can see here in this column, it's the address, the data split, train and test, property types, all going to be single family, our model's predicted price, the actual sold price that occurred, the difference between our model sold price, predicted sale price, and the actual sale price. And then the difference in percentage, the classification for the outliers. We have large outliers, medium outliers, and within range. So within range, I just have within 15%. So most of them are in range. Most of them are in the train, and some are in the test set. Like this one. This is in the test set. Amherst Circle, 809 Mars Street in the test set. It's only off by minus 5.99%. And then we have the medium outliers, which are between 15 and 20, around 20%. And then we have the large outliers, which are over 20% to as high as it goes. So some of the differences are like minus 88.44%, which is a lot. Then negative 88%, and then positive 43%, positive 36.21%. So we're going to go over some of these and see try to explain what the differences were for some of them. So we see here in this 1217 Quail Lake Boulevard, it's in the training split, and our model predicted at 501,000. The actual price was 285,000. So it's a difference of 43%. And then when I looked it up, I went and saw the outlier explain it. The home needed repairs. So we'll go to the home. So it sold 285,000. It's only 1,600 square feet, and it's only a lakefront home. So it doesn't have the ocean front. It's just the lakefront. But it also says home needs some updating, and the property is being sold as is. So sold as is could mean a quicker sell, and it's going to be sold lower than the homes that were in well maintained and renovated condition. So we can see here the Redfin estimate is 451,000, and then it sold for well below that, 285. So yes, it looks like it's just kind of a dated home, hasn't been updated in 30 years. I want to see, and there's really not really a very good view of the lake. I guess that's the lake, so you don't really have access to the lake from the back of the home. So that's why it sold for 285. So that explains if it was well maintained and renovated, it would have been within probably closer to our model's prediction between 450 and 500, probably. So that explains that one. This 499 Regatta Bay Boulevard, that was one of the outliers. So if we go to that one, it looks really nice. Looks renovated, and it's also on a golf course. It was built in 2007, so it's overlooking like the water on a golf course. So it's not waterfront. So whenever I filtered on waterfront, it's going to include water from a golf course. It's going to include a lake. It's going to include the bay. It's going to include the ocean frontage, and that can carry all those can carry significant weight or significant value loss compared to which frontage that we're talking about. So if this was ocean frontage, it would have been closer to our model's prediction at 3.4 million or maybe around 3 million. But since it's facing water from a golf course, that's why the price difference. So it's hard for the model to understand the specific water views or water frontage that the homes are dealing with. And then some of them that I looked up, uh, I just put for the outlier explained that the test sample overestimated. So for some of these, the test sample they just overestimated by a decent amount, which it's to be expected since it's looking at unseen data. The testing set, it didn't train on the 80%, so it couldn't make some of the better predictions that the training 80% of the training test saw. But then when we look at another one, the Sawgrass Way, that was another outlier that was in our chart that was well below. So predicted price, or it was well above. It was overpriced. So our model had it at 4.2 million. It sold for 3.2 million. So we'll look at this. And so one thing about it is it's it's a bayfront home. So if you look at it right here, it's not beachfront, it's the bayfront. So when you have the bay, even though it looks great inside, renovated and very well maintained and has great waterfront panoramic views, it's not the beachfront frontage. So that's why this 3.2 million, if it would have been up here by the beach frontage property, it probably would have been 4 million. Probably would have been to where our model had it at 4.2. So I should say home has of a prime uh, water frontage on the bay and not the beach. And then we look at another one of these. So this was in the training set. So 334 Stallman Avenue. So if we go to this one, so our model had it 446. It sold for 339. So it sold below what our model had predicted. And when we go to this, it looks in pretty rough shape. So it needs cosmetic repairs needed. Needs a roof, great bones. Seller is willing to put a new roof, rebuild carport to pass financing. So it was listed at 359, sold for 339. So they're just trying to get as much as they can and sell as quickly as possible. So you can see here that explains the difference in our model and the sold actual sold price is the condition. So the home needs repairs, and since the model since we don't have a column that has repairs needed, then that's why it's gonna overestimate our model's gonna overestimate them on this one. But that's fine because that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to look at the outliers and see what's causing these large outliers. What could be the reasons? So some of the reasons that we've seen so far are needs repairs and water frontage is not beach frontage. It could be water frontage from a golf course or the bay frontage, which would be uh, not comparable or would be lesser than a home that had beach frontage. So I'll look at the 3484 Scenic Highway. So that was the one that our model significantly undervalued. So if we go to that one right here, so this one actually has Gulf opportunity, waterfront, coastline, water frontage right here. So that's really as good as you'll get right there for water frontage. So it's right there on the beach. Got your access to the beach right there. What more could you ask for? And home and renovated, very well maintained condition, and it's elevated as well. So pretty much elevated. So I guess if there's a hurricane, the surge would just, if you were lucky, it would just take out the garage. It would just flood the garage. Hopefully, it wouldn't get to the first floor, which is elevated. So it looks like there's 3 stories. So that's why that explains, for whatever reason, our model didn't take into account that the the water frontage as much as some of the other ones. But that it's just interesting to see what the results that we get with the model and the actual sold prices. So the difference right here is its actual Gulf frontage, and maybe this one seemed to account for water frontage, but this one didn't seem to account for water frontage. So that's interesting. If we would have had this one, if the model would have had this one as much as this one at 3.4, it would have caught it at 3.4. It would have been any difference at all. It would have been um, within range. So I was just looking through the large outliers. I'll post this on GitHub, and if you want to go through it and investigate some of the other ones, that would be fun. Um, so I guess one thing that you could talk about the market and kind of around the country or in Destin right now is it's leaning towards a buyer's market. Prices are down, inventories are up, and sales take longer. So that's why some of these are being overestimated, because the it's more of a buyer's market with it's hard for the model to. I guess I don't have anything in there to understand that the longer the homes are on the market, the lower the prices will be. So that's why a lot of these test samples are overestimated. Overestimated 20% 30%, because I guess the real estate market's entering more of a buyer's market instead of a seller's market. So that's why some of these prices are going to be lower than the model's predictions. So that will be it for this video, and thanks for watching. See you on the next video.